Most men don't actually age, they slowly give up on being seen. And the strange part is, women notice that shift long before you do. Because looking older isn't really about wrinkles or gray hair, it's about energy, presence, the way you carry yourself when no one is watching, and especially when someone is. You've probably seen it before. Two men, same age. One walks into a room and feels invisible. The other somehow pulls attention without even trying. Women look at him longer. Conversations feel easier around him. There's something about him that feels alive. And here's the truth most men never hear. That difference has nothing to do with age. It's about how he chose to show up after 40. And once you understand this, you'll never see aging the same way again. Because what actually makes a man look younger isn't what you've been told. It's what you've been quietly neglecting. And this is where it starts to get interesting. Because the first thing that shifts isn't your body. It's your mindset, but not in the way you think. Most men over 40 start playing life safely. They become predictable, controlled, careful with how they speak, how they move, how they express themselves. And to them, it feels like maturity. But to a woman, it feels like something is missing. There's no spark, no unpredictability, no emotional contrast. And attraction needs contrast. See, when a man starts filtering himself too much, he doesn't just look older, he feels older. And that feeling shows up in everything. The way he smiles, the way he makes eye contact, the way he reacts instead of leads. But the men who look younger after 40, they don't lose that edge. They refine it, they're calm but not dull, confident but not rigid, playful but not immature. And this is where most men get it completely wrong. They think looking younger means trying to act like they're 25 again. It doesn't, because forced youth is obvious and honestly, it pushes people away. What actually works is emotional aliveness, the kind that shows up in subtle ways. The way you pause before responding instead of rushing, the way you hold eye contact just a second longer, the way you smile like you know something, not like you're asking for approval. And women feel that instantly, because attraction usually shows up in behavior before it ever shows up in words. And here's something even deeper. After 40, women aren't just looking at how you look. They're feeling how you make them feel about themselves. And this is where a lot of men fade without realizing it. They stop creating emotional moments. Everything becomes logical, functional, predictable. But attraction doesn't grow in predictability. It grows in subtle emotional tension, in curiosity, in the feeling that something interesting could happen, even if nothing does. And men who understand this naturally feel younger. Not because they're trying to be, but because they're engaged, present, connected. And this changes how women respond to you in ways most men completely overlook. Because when a woman feels that energy from you, she doesn't see your age first. She feels your presence first. And presence is what makes a man unforgettable. But let me take you one step deeper. Because this is the part men usually miss. Looking younger after 40 isn't just about what you add. It's also about what you remove. And what you need to remove is heaviness. Emotional heaviness. That constant seriousness. That pressure, that silent tension you carry from work, responsibilities, expectations, women can feel it even if you don't say a word. And it makes you feel older instantly. But the men who look younger, they don't carry that weight into every interaction. They know how to shift. They know how to be light without being careless. They know how to enjoy a moment without overthinking it. And that's rare, because most men are always on, always thinking, always calculating, always trying to say the right thing. But attraction doesn't grow in calculation. It grows in presence, in authenticity, in moments where you're not trying to impress, you're just being. And that's when something changes. Because suddenly you're not chasing attention, you're attracting it. And this is where it becomes powerful. Because once you stop trying to prove yourself, you start becoming more interesting, more grounded, more real. And women pick up on that faster than you think. But there's another layer to this, and it's subtle. Your body language. After 40, most men unknowingly shrink. Their posture tightens. Their movements become smaller. Their energy becomes contained. And it sends a quiet message. I'm holding back. But the men who feel younger expand. Not in an exaggerated way, but in a relaxed, open way. They take up space comfortably. They move with intention, not hesitation. They don't rush. They don't fidget. They don't look like they're trying to escape the moment. And that alone changes how you're perceived. Because confidence isn't loud, It's steady, it's controlled, it's calm, and calm energy is deeply attractive, especially after 40. Because now it's not about proving you're strong. It's about showing you're secure. And security is what creates real attraction. But here's something most men never realize. The way you talk can instantly make you look older or younger. Not your voice, your tone, your rhythm, your emotional expression. Men who sound older speak flat. They talk like everything is a statement. No variation, no playfulness, no curiosity. But men who feel younger speak with subtle emotion. They tease a little, they pause. They let conversations breathe. They don't rush to fill silence. And silence, when used right, is powerful because it creates tension, and tension creates attention. And this is the sign women rarely fake. When she leans in, when she holds eye contact, when she stays just a little longer than necessary. It's not random. It's a response to how you made her feel in that moment. And this is where everything connects. Because looking younger after 40 isn't about turning back time. It's about turning back on your awareness, your presence, your emotional depth. And once you do that, something shifts. You stop blending in. You start standing out without even trying. And here's the part that might surprise you the most. Women don't expect you to be perfect. They don't expect you to look like you're 25. But they do notice when you feel alive. Because that's what most people lose. Not youth, but aliveness. And when a man keeps that, it shows in his eyes, in his energy, in the way he listens, in the way he reacts, in the way he makes a moment feel different. And that's what creates attraction that lasts. Not just attention, but real interest. The kind that makes her think about you later. The kind that makes her curious. The kind that makes her feel something she can't easily explain. And that's powerful. Because what feels small to you may be emotionally loud to her. So if you've ever felt like age is working against you, it's not. It's just revealing what you've been ignoring. And once you understand that, you stop trying to look younger and you start becoming more attractive, naturally, effortlessly, and in a way that actually works. Because the truth is, some men don't age. They evolve. And the moment you start doing that, people notice, especially women. And now I want to hear from you. What do you think makes a man instantly look younger without changing his face? Because the answers to that are usually more honest than people expect.